Esther and Ola. Over to you.
All right. Hi, I'm Esther. I'm the admissions and registration assistant at the SGSPA for students whose last names begin with L through R.
Hi, my name is Ola Komsky, and I'm also one of the admissions registrations assistants. And I take care of the alpha split from letters E to K.
All right. So to begin, let us acknowledge that Queens is situated on traditional Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee territory. We're grateful to be able to live, learn, and play on these lands. Ola, were you doing these ones?
Can't see the slides. Are you on slide 3?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, getting started. So the School of Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs, SGSPA, is the faculty responsible for overseeing all graduate programs at Queen's University, except the professional graduate programs offered by the Smith School of Business. We support you through the entire graduate journey, managing the admissions process, reviewing application materials, making final admission decisions, and assisting current students with registration and degree completion. Our staff is always here to help. Feel free to reach reception at any point if you have questions about graduate studies. You will also have an SGSP admissions and registrations assistant who will be available to help you with inquiries about your application. Our presentation today will provide an overview of the admissions process. We'll walk through the required documents for your graduate studies application and outline these steps to take after you submit your application or receive an offer of admission. The required documents. As you prepare for your application, here are the key documents you will need. Official transcripts from every post-secondary institution you've attended. 2 references. These may be academic or professional references, depending on the program. An English language proficiency test may be required for some applicants. More information on this later. Some programs may require additional documents such as a CV, a writing sample, or GRE scores. Make sure to thoroughly review the admissions information on both the SGSPA website and your program's website, and reach out to the graduate assistant in your department of interest if you have any questions about program-specific admission requirements. We'll go into more detail on these requirements later in the presentation, but it's a good idea to start gathering these documents early. Having everything ready before you begin your application will make the process much smoother. Some of our research-based programs recommend reaching out to potential supervisors prior to submitting an application. If this is the case, make sure to give yourself enough time to find and contact faculty members whose research interests align with your own prior to starting your application.
So the first step in the application process is to create an account in the SGSPA application portal. You can scan the QR code on the screen to access the portal. Once you make an account, you'll be assigned a reference number, and your reference number will be the same no matter how many applications you submit. Your Queen's student number will be generated within a few days of when you submit your first application. You will be able to view it on the homepage of the application portal. If you were previously a Queen's student, your student number should be the same. If it's not, you can get in touch with your admissions and registration assistant. Please make sure to include your application reference number and/or your student number in all communications with university staff during the application process. Before you start a new application, take a moment to update your account information and complete the optional equity census section on the homepage of the application portal. Details like your legal name and date of birth cannot be changed once your application is submitted, so make sure to double check everything for accuracy before moving forward. When filling out the Update Account Information section, you will be asked 3 questions to determine whether or not you need to submit an English language proficiency test. If you are a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, or if English is your first language, you will not need to submit an ELPT. If within the last 12 months you have studied for at least 2 academic terms at a post-secondary institution where English is the official language of instruction, you may submit a request to be exempt from the ELPT requirement. And if you answer no to all 3 of these questions, you will be required to submit an ELPT with your application. And those criteria apply to all of our graduate programs except for the graduate diploma in immigration and citizenship law, which has its own different requirements.
Okay. Now it's time to start your application. Applications are currently open for the majority of the programs for the September 2026 start date. Application deadlines differ depending on the program. Some have firm deadlines, while others assess applications on a rolling basis. If you're not sure what the deadline is for your program of interest, get in touch with the graduate assistant in your department. Once you have started a new application, you will be directed to the application form page. Here, you will answer questions about your academic background, research interests, and more. You can log out of your application and return to it as many times as needed prior to officially submitting it. Once you've completed a section, you'll get a green check mark. Let's go through some of the key sections you'll need to complete.
So if your earlier responses indicate that you're required to submit an English language proficiency test, you must report your scores on the application form. Then after submitting your application, please contact the SGSPA at the email address listed on the slide as soon as possible to provide your test results. For example, if you took the IELTS test, you will need to send us your TRF so that we can verify your scores directly on the IELTS website. We accept 4 different ELPTs: IELTS Academic, KLCE, TOEFL IBT, and PTE Academic. The minimum required scores are listed on the slide as well as on our website, which you can access using the QR code. Some departments may have a higher minimum ELPT requirement than the minimum set by the SGSPA. We do not accept Duolingo tests, IELTS General tests, or TOEFL ITP, TOEFL Home Edition, or TOEFL Essentials. If you're unsure of whether or not we will accept a certain ELPT, please verify the list on our website or reach out to the SGSPA. ELPT scores are valid for 2 years from the date that you took the test. The applicant status section provides an opportunity to specify whether you are applying as a full-time or part-time student, as well as if you're applying as a special student or readmission. Some programs, such as the Professional Masters of Education or the Master of Health Professions Education, are designed to be completed on a part-time basis. However, the majority of our graduate programs are full-time. If you're applying for a program that is typically full-time, but you would like to apply as a part-time student, it requires special approval. If this is something you're interested in, start by getting in touch with the graduate assistant in your program of interest prior to submitting an application. Special student status is for individuals who would like to take graduate courses at Queen's, but who do not wish to be registered in a graduate degree program. And readmission is intended only for past students who were previously enrolled in a graduate program, completed some of the requirements, then withdrew, and now wish to return to finish their degree. If you're unsure whether you qualify for readmission, please contact the SGSPA and consult your department before submitting your application.
When you enter a degree under the academic background section of the application form, you will have the option to specify if the institution you attended was part of Queen's University. If you have previously attended Queen's, there's no need to upload your transcript or have it sent to our office. We can access your transcript at any time during the application process. For degrees completed at universities other than Queen's, you must upload an official copy of your transcript. Please ensure that the document is clear, complete, and not blurry or cropped, and that all pages are included. If your degree has already been awarded, the transcript must be issued after your convocation date. If your degree is still in progress, your transcript should be up to date and must include grades from your most recent academic term. We do not accept third-party assessed academic records, such as WES. If your original documents are in language other than English or French, a certified English translated copy will be required in your upload. If your transcript does not clearly state the degree awarded and date of convocation, please include your final official degree certificate in your upload. Degree certificates are not required from Canadian institutions. You may choose to proceed without uploading transcripts. However, we will still need to receive your transcripts before your application can be considered complete and reviewed by the department. Please note that if you are offered admission, we must receive your final official transcripts directly from the issuing institutions at that time. More on this later.
Every application must include 2 references, and a few programs might require 3. References may be professional, academic, or both, depending on the program. In general, research-based programs require academic references, and professional programs require professional references. Academic references should be professors or faculty members who you took a course from or who supervised you for a thesis or research project. Do not list someone who is currently a graduate student, such as a TA. Professional referees should be individuals who have directly supervised you in the workplace. Avoid using coworkers who are not supervisors, and especially avoid using personal friends or family members. Make sure to obtain your referee's permission before listing them on your application and double-check that their email addresses are entered correctly in the application portal. Once you submit your application, automated emails will be sent to both referees, allowing them to complete and submit their references digitally. Please remind them to check their spam or junk folders if they do not see the email in their inbox. When you're ready to submit your application, scroll down to the Verify and Complete Application section at the bottom of the page, certify that the information you have provided is accurate in every respect, and proceed to the payment page. If any required part of your application is left blank, the system will not let you proceed until you complete it. Make sure to thoroughly review each section of the application prior to submitting, since you will not be able to make changes later. There's a $120 application fee that can be paid by Visa, MasterCard, or Amex. We unfortunately cannot take debit or Visa debit. Once the payment is made, your application is officially submitted. The application fee is non-refundable, so please make sure you're applying to the correct program and admission year. Application deadlines are available on the program websites. Some programs may allow late applications, but make sure to confirm this with the program directly. Once your application is submitted, all of the necessary documents must be received before the application can be reviewed. Your admissions and registration assistant here at the SGSPA will review the transcripts you uploaded to determine whether they are acceptable. You will receive automated emails either confirming receipt or requesting a new document. You will also receive automated emails as soon as your references are submitted. Want to change one of your referees after submitting your application? No problem. You can update their contact information once per referee yourself through the application portal or reach out to the SGSPA team for help. Don't forget to contact SGSPA reception after submitting your application to provide us with your ELPT results. If your program requires you to submit additional documents, such as a CV or writing sample, those documents can be sent directly to the graduate assistant in your department. Make sure to check the application portal regularly to ensure that all required documents are submitted, and if you are having any difficulties, reach out to your admissions and registration assistant at any time for assistance. For example, you could reach out to us if one of your referees hasn't received the reference request. Once your application is complete, it will be reviewed by the department, which makes admission recommendations. The SGSPA then reviews all applications before issuing formal offers. For updates on when you can expect to hear back regarding the admissions decisions, you can contact the graduate assistant in your department.
Okay. If you receive an offer of admission, we must receive your official transcripts and, if required, your degree certificates directly from your previous colleges or universities. These documents can be sent to us by email or by mail. Many Canadian institutions now use third-party credential platforms such as MyCreds or Parchment. If your institution uses one of these services, you can create an account and share your transcript with us through the platform. Please ensure you share it with a third party using the email address provided on the slide. If you select Queen's University as the recipient, your transcript will be sent to the undergraduate admissions office instead of SGSPA, and we cannot guarantee that we will receive it. If you run into difficulty getting your academic documents sent to us directly, please get in touch with your admissions and registration assistant. We need to receive all your final official academic documents directly from the issuing institutions before you could be enrolled in classes at Queen's. So please make sure to send them as soon as possible after receiving an offer of admission, and at the very latest by the start of your program. Within a few business days of accepting an offer of admission, you will get access to your Queen's accounts. First, you will need to activate your NetID by visiting the Queen's University Identity platform. Clicking the Activate Your NetID button and following the instructions. Your email address will be your netid@queensu.ca, and you can use it to log into Solus and OnQ. Solus is a student portal where you can access your financial and academic records, apply to graduate, and more. OnQ is a portal where you will be able to interact with your course content. Your department will assist you with OnQ access. If you have accepted a final offer of admission and are having difficulties activating your NetID or email address, reach out to your admissions and registration assistant. SGSPA reception is always happy to help with any questions you have about graduate studies at Queen's. They can also assist with submitting your ELPT scores and final transcripts. Your admissions and registration assistant at the SGSPA is assigned based on the first letter of your last name. You can view the letter ranges on the screen and use the QR code provided to find their contact information. Please contact a graduate assistant in the department you are applying for information about specific admission requirements or questions about the admissions timeline. Once you receive an offer of admission, your graduate assistant will also follow up with next steps and assist with any questions as you prepare to begin your program.
All right. If you have questions, you can scan the QR code to connect. So as Ola mentioned, our team here at the SGSPA, and especially your admissions and registration assistant, is always ready to help with any questions you have. And if you don't know where to start with a particular question, you can always reach out to us and we can point you in the right direction. As well, the Graduate Inclusivity Fellows are current graduate students who can answer your questions about resources available to you as a graduate student or how to navigate the challenges of grad school.
Thank you so much for joining us today. That's the end of the presentation of navigating the application, but I would like to remind you that on December 3rd, we will be doing a session that will talk about ways that you can consider funding your graduate education at Queen's. We will be joined by one of the associate deans who will walk you through some options. You can scan the QR code on the screen to register for that session. Now we would like to open it up for questions. So if anyone has a question, you can put up your hand or type it in the chat.